Last time, our protagonist Junwoo Kim led the joint operation between Cleaning Team 3, Operation Team 2, and the support team. After getting off to a hot start, conquering the skeleton monster dungeon, they are now tied with Operation Team 1 for dungeons cleared in this payment season for the operation teams. Inside a dungeon, Operation Team 1, led by Soo-young and Min-chol, struggle to clear it, Soo-young screaming at his subordinates for faltering, and Cleaning Team 1 for their lethargic pace. Meanwhile, in another dungeon, the joint operation, led by Junwoo, is efficiently raiding and cleaning the dungeon, thanks to his knowledge and leadership. Operation Team 2, now one clearance ahead of Operation Team 1, leaving Min-chol frustrated at the turn of events. In fear of the Triple Alliance growing larger, Min-chol calls on the team captain of the command and control team, Pyeon Chang-yeon, ordering him to not give them any more dungeons to clear. Having just cleared a dungeon, Junwoo relays over the radio that they will only clear 5 a day, reserving their energy before doing a final spurt, then receiving the demoralizing news of the control team giving over their operations to Operation Team 1, clearly showing their allegiance. However, as a result of this tampering, the other cleaning teams are unable to keep up with the clearing pace of Operation Team 1, leaving 3 dungeons unclean so far. Junwoo, worried over the fact that these unclean dungeons will mess up operations, with cleaners entering dungeons with live monsters in them, ultimately deciding to give Operation Team 2 and the support team a call. In his office, Doo-sik Lee rages at the self-serving Min-chol for allowing this disaster to occur, now planning to suspend all operations. Then, Ah-young enters the office, telling her father there's no need, informing him that every team in their joint operation has joined the cleaning team, working on the unclean dungeons, additionally relaying their leader's message, admitting defeat this time to Doo-sik's challenge, then turning to leave as she has some cleaning to do as well, leaving her father in stitches at these crazy punks, telling his secretary to contact the association president and prepare a disciplinary committee. Meanwhile, in the Seoul HQ, Min-chol laments at his self-destructing actions, searching for a way out, only to receive the news that Operation Team 2 and the support team were dispatched to help with cleaning, with both Min-chol and the control team leader realizing they no longer have a way to fix this mess themselves. In a dungeon, the Joint Operation Alliance finally finished cleaning up after Operation Team 1's mess, and Junwoo leads the group to the exit after 4 tiring days of cleaning dungeons, turning to Minju and apologizing for being unable to follow through on his promise to get first place. Minju ecstatic at his unexpected thoughtfulness, her saying that they still have 3 weeks left in the payment season, and Ah-young sighing at the incoming overtime, a gentle smile creeping upon Junwoo's face. Outside the dungeon, a stunned Junwoo finds the executive director before him, informing him that the settlement for teams is over, as they are no longer allowing any more operations to be conducted from this point on, meaning the final rankings are Operation Team 1 in first, Operation Team 2 in second, and Operation Team 3 in third. The others all celebrating their achievement despite taking a detour, whilst Junwoo mourns the loss of his chance to unlock more skills. Doo-sik giving his thanks to Junwoo and the rest for their help, adding that he will hold Min-chol accountable. With everything wrapped up, Ah-young announces that they should all get a meal together, and this time Junwoo tags along, joining Ah-young in joint embarrassment at the festive get-together. At the disciplinary committee meeting, Min-chol and Soo-young receive their punishment, resulting in Min-chol getting a salary cut, Soo-young getting a warning, and the control team's captain getting a verbal reprimand, and additionally apologizing to Junwoo personally. In an office, Junwoo, greeted by Ah-young, asks why she called him here, her slightly embarrassed, asking for payment for helping in the joint operation. Junwoo teases her for being materialistic, then listening to what she wants. Ah-young revealing that after the performance of the joint operation, the cleaning team has become an object of envy to everyone in the association, and that with the announcement of a new cleaning team, the association finally realized the importance of the cleaning team and are already looking for personnel appointments, asking for her payment to be Junwoo establishing Cleaning Team 6. And to his confusion, she explains further that with the personnel shuffle, Captain Park will be promoted to the new position of Cleaning Section Chief, and he will become the Cleaning Team 3 captain, since they knew Junwoo wouldn't become the section chief. Junwoo thinking whilst this could be a springboard up the ranks, it's quite troublesome. Continuing their talk, Ah-young tells him to start scouting, but Junoo says there's no need since there'll be plenty of new recruits soon, explaining that they had a reporter covering the team so there'll be interest for sure, but snapping him to reality, she tells him to check the article, and upon seeing it, Junoo falls into an intense rage. The article highlighting the cleaners as the frontliners of the association who require more skills despite their low salary. Our young thinking is good as it changes the common misconception of the cleaning job being unimportant, before adding, though I don't think people will be applying since it said high skill and low pay. Meanwhile, Min Chol and Soo-young discuss the changes in the cleaning teams, and Min Chol expresses his desire to take control of cleaning team 6 and recreate what Junoo and Minju accomplished, noting that even executive directors Song Cho-shik and An Young have their eyes on the new captain spot. Soo-young thinking that with the support team, Operation Team 2, and even the control team looking to join the cleaning team side, their alliance will be outside the influence of HQ, but if they can get someone on the inside, they could regain the HQ's influence. Thus, this captain position will determine the balance of power in HQ from now on. In Operation Team 2's office, Junoo and Minju speak about his promotion, Minju then asking about his scouting for the new team, but Junoo says he won't do it since he doesn't know about choosing people. Interrupting their talk, the control team captain enters the office in search of Junoo, all but jumping on him as he pleads with Junoo to take control of cleaning team 6, explaining the current state of the association over the hotly contested position, with the execs trying to put an all-rounder like Junoo in the position. Despite his pleading, Junoo plans to reject his help, but decides to take up the task, hearing that everyone will like it if he is directly involved with that team, thinking of the unlock condition to raise the job satisfaction rate for his skill replica. Whilst at the home of Sang-hyuk, he finds his house in a pigsty due to his slovenly older sister telling her to go get a job since she's not even cleaning. His sister showing him an article of his cleaning team's joint operation, unsettling Sang-hyuk before getting up, saying, "Didn't you ask me to find a job?" At a cafe, Junoo takes interviews for his recommendation for the new position, running through big shot after big shot who has no idea about cleaning or possessing the skills and personality to increase the satisfaction rate. Then receiving a call from Ah Young, praising him for finding an interesting person, telling him someone called Han Yu Bin is here waiting. At HQ, Ah Young asks Junoo where he found someone like her, but he is equally oblivious. Proceeding with the interview, Junoo questions her, asking why someone formerly from the International Association would take up the post, but she replies that she has been disqualified as a hunter and with no other skills came here since it seems similar to a hunter. Junoo asking if she knows what cleaners do, and her responding that in the US they clean residual dungeon products, then bursting onto the table saying, but in Korea, you even lead joint operations, with eyes sparkling. Junoo denying it, saying that what she saw in the article was just grandiose over-exaggeration. But Han Yu Bin is no fool and already had this interview ploy used on her in America, claiming she won't be filtered out by such tactics. Junoo discombobulated at her reasoning. Looking over her profile, he thinks her specs are amazing as a high-ranking berserker class, but those specs have nothing to do with cleaning. About to reject her just like the other big shots, he thinks back to his talk with Park over Sang-hyuk's leave and asks her if Sang-hyuk is her younger brother. The startled Yu Bin replying that he can't tell him about today. Sang-hyuk himself then exploding through the door, yelling at his sister for coming here, the two then getting into a heated argument. On the day of the official interview, the HR team leader, director, and Junoo conduct the interview as Ah Young convinced the higher-ups a cleaner should be present since they're hiring a cleaner. The candidates lined up in front of them, all high-spec hunters, and as such, Junoo's candidate ended up being Yu Bin. Starting the questioning, the HR leader asks about clearing dungeons, and each of the candidates give well-planned and ideal interview answers. Yet Yu Bin, with her blunt confidence, answers, "If it was me, I'll just go die of embarrassment." Continuing her brusque way of answering, Junoo is left drained and disappointed at the situation. Now fearing the appointment of Min Chol's candidate, who seems to be the best, Junoo has an epiphany thinking isn't it fine if everyone fails, asking a question to do with cleaning right before the HR leader wraps up the interview, dismissing their hesitancy to his sudden question by saying, "Aren't we hiring for the cleaning team, not a hunter?" Unable to answer his previous question, he asks another to do with cleaning. The candidates unable to answer again. He then berates them all as useless, declaring them all disqualified for the cleaning team by his standards. Running into the minuscule Yu-bin after the interview, she confronts him about what happened, saying she's here as his candidate, yet she ended up getting embarrassed. Junwoo turning serious, saying do they simply pick people who haven't prepared anything, telling her that due to an internal meeting they'll hold a practical task to decide the position, brushing past her and saying if she thinks she is getting a free ride to not bother showing up as he walks off. Now at home, Yubin bashes her pillow, thinking back on Junwoo's harsh words that she is unable to refute. Sang-hyuk telling her that she is lucky Junwoo didn't swear right in her face, annoying Yubin at her brother taking sides. When an unexpected pair arrive at the door, Minju and Soyeon coming to speak about the practical task, wanting to help Yubin. Minju adding that she also brought the experts, unveiling Captain Park, Deputy Manager Lee, and even the control team captain, all prepared to give their all to make sure Yubin obtains the position. Stunned at the kindness of so many higher-ups, she expresses her thanks but reveals her intention to not participate, stealing the souls of everyone present. A week later, at a yellow gate, the practical task is about to take place. Junwoo is surprised to see Yubin and the confidence in her eyes, thinking she must have been studying all night. Yubin then asking for an apology, to which Junwoo says he won't be apologizing since what he said was right, and he won't in the future. Yubin confidently replying, "We'll just have to wait and see," adding that this past week has been difficult for her thanks to his colleagues, leaving Junwoo confused at the mention of him having colleagues. Then Min Chol announces the beginning of the practical task, and they all enter the gate. Entering the dungeon, Soo-young asks the candidates a question about an emergency situation in which their current team must go assist the operation team and how they'll proceed. The three big shots answer that they'll complete clearing in 20 minutes and then head to help. But taking notes, Junwoo gives them all deductions, thinking they're being ignorant of what's most important. Yubin then objects to their answer, declaring it's impossible to do in just 20 minutes and it'd be better to retreat first. But the other big shots brush her off, telling her to go back if she lacks the confidence. Soo-young moving forward with the choice of the majority, leaving Yubin sighing and Junwoo startled at her correct response. The others were only thinking of the clearing time as hunters, not considering the time to clean after. Thus, proposing a retreat is the correct choice. Junwoo questioning how the same girl from the interviews was able to figure it out right away. Greeted by a monstrous roar from a horned ogre-like monster, the big shot hunters all summon their weapons, activating flashy skills and attack the yellow-grey boss monster together, barring Yubin, who ends the assault with a simple punch to the monster's head, leaving the HR leader and Min Chol underwhelmed at her performance, though Junwoo saw the meaning behind her simple strike. With the monster dead, Junwoo now raises his own question to the candidates, Min Chol's candidate smirking at his words. You see, Min Chol, ever greedy and corrupt, handed his candidate the manifest for questions to be asked during the practical, ensuring the success of his man. However, Junwoo, not one to be outdone so easily, asks a new question, saying their entire team is dead and now they have to clean the dungeon all by themselves, tying in their earlier response, saying you'll have to move quickly since you only have 20 minutes. Junwoo smirking with a purple gleam in his eye at their naivety to think he'd play into their hands. If you enjoyed the vid, like, sub, and comment below. Peace.